Hi my lovely Frosty fam, it's me, Karen Frost, here at Nail Decadence, and in this video we're going to be playing with some acrylic. Well, I say we, I mean me, but you can get your acrylic products out and you know, play along. Watch the video and do your nails too, not a problem. So yeah, these are the products I'll be using on this occasion. I've kept the design fairly simple and easy so that you could recreate it, and you could recreate it using any colour of these holographic shards. I went with the sort of gunmetal grey type ones, but yeah, any colour will do. So as you can see, I have prepared the nails, so therefore I have, you know, if it was a real nail, remove the natural shine, push back the cuticles, remove the cuticles from the nail plate, all of that jazz, applied the tips, blended those tips in, and on natural nails, of course, you would need some nail dehydrator and some primer, and then you can go ahead and apply your thin clear base, which I did before I pressed record, so I forgot to film that part, so that's why you see me going in with the cover pink now. So on this nail, as you can see, I'm doing a full nail of the cover pink, but I'm keeping it nice and thin because I'm going to cap it in clear for my strength and to build my apex with. My personal preference is to use the cover pink just as a colour powder as opposed to building the nail. You can build the nail with the cover pink, it is a strength powder if that's what you choose. My personal preference is to use less of the coloured powders, cap it in clear, that way my coloured powders last a little bit longer, and it's I like the way the clear looks on top. Now as you can see, I've started on the middle finger again, applying that cover pink, and I'm making an absolute mess. This monomer gave me so much trouble. It's not high setting at all, so as you can see, it just, I put the bead down and it just splurged everywhere. She just ran all over the place. I was like, oh my goodness, not sure about this, help. So as you can see, I just went round with my brush and sort of nudged it all back onto the nail, but yeah, that was a bit of a mess. So bear in mind with this particular monomer, it's not a fast setting monomer, so it's, if you don't bleed the back of your bead, you end up with the mess that you saw me end up with. Oh, that was not good, but I get the hang of it, as you can see. As I go, I'm a bit more careful in how I'm applying my liquid to powder ratio. Yeah, that when trying out different monomers, yeah, play with it before you work on a person, because you know, things like that can happen. It's not the end of the world, but it's not exactly the best thing to happen if you're actually working on a client. That's the last thing you want to happen, because that looks awful. Obviously on Handolly it's not a big deal. I leave my mistakes in so you guys can see them, because these things happen. I'm not perfect, I've never said I was perfect, but you know, things happen, and I'd rather show you guys my mistakes so that you guys can help learn from them and not make the same mistakes I do. Or if you do happen to make a similar mistake, then you know how to rectify it, you know. So yeah, that was that was terrible application, I'm not gonna lie. It was terrible. Oh dear, I've got no excuse, it just is what it is. That, apart from the, you know, the monomer being a lot slower setting than I had anticipated, but oh well. Anyway, as you can see, I'm using some of the glitter shards now. I'm picking that up with just tiny beads of clear acrylic. You saw I did a bit of a swoosh pattern on the index finger, and then on the middle finger I've done the free edge and faded that back towards the back third of the nail, and then on the little finger again using tiny beads of clear acrylic, dipping that into the glitter shards and then applying that onto the nail, using my brush to maneuver those pieces where I want to go. And you want to sort of pat the shards down as best you can with your brush, because if they're sticking up you're likely to file into them. So try and pat them down and get them, you know, laying flat, so that when you encapsulate and then when you file, they're locked underneath that acrylic and you won't file into them. Obviously, if you have some bits that you file into, it's not the end of the world, but the preference would be try and get them to lay down as flat as possible by keeping the layer really thin, so the tiniest amount of clear acrylic just to get those glitter shards on and held in place, so that way you've got enough of a margin when you apply your clear over the top that you're not going to file into those glitter shards. So yeah, just filling in the gaps, because I want a full nail of these glitter shards, because they're just rather fabulous, very pretty. And like I said, you could use any of the colours. There's so many colours in that. Obviously, that's a 12 compartment glitter container. So yeah, there's 12 different colours to choose from. Any of those colours would look just as nice. So yeah, it's up to you, personal preference, what colours you would go for. So I will leave those glitter pieces to set up. Move back on to the ring finger where that cover pink has also had a chance to set up, and now I'm going to encapsulate that in clear. I had a bit of powder that the monomer hadn't reached, so that's why I sort of dug the brush in there a little bit and then smoothed it back down, because if you leave any dry bits of acrylic powder, it will show through, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure that all of your acrylic powder has been saturated with the monomer. I'm being a bit more careful because of the way the cover pink splurged before. I was keeping my beads just a little bit drier so that I didn't have that same issue of the acrylic just running everywhere once I placed it onto the nail. You want the beads to be slightly wetter when you're working over glitter pieces, because if your bead's too dry, it's not going to flow in between all of the glitter pieces, and you're more likely to get air pockets. So you do want it to be a little bit wetter over those glitter pieces. But like I said, I'm trying to be careful because of the way this monomer is behaving. I'm trying to keep my beads not too wet, and you can see I'm also pointing the fingers down to try and avoid that running of the acrylic into the side walls and the cuticle area. Use gravity to help you along the way. Like I said earlier, that was my own fault. I didn't hold the nail down, and the bead was way too wet, so hence I had that flooded cuticle area and sidewall area that I had to fix. But you can see it's not the end of the world. Get it done. Moving on to the index finger, capping that one, and whilst you can see me capping, I don't need to explain the capping over and over. You know what it's like. You build your back third in you build your apex in your back third, all of that jazz. Make sure you've covered everything with your acrylic. You'll know you've covered all your glitter pieces when your glitter goes dull. That's you know you've encapsulated then. Look at your nail from all different angles. Make sure you've got your apex in the back third, that the rest of the nail is as thick as it needs to be and is a similar thickness to the nails you have previously done. And whilst I'm carrying on capping, how are you doing? Let's have a chat. How are you? What are you up to? Anything interesting? I'm still struggling with my health, but I'm trying to push on through. I'm not going to go into too much what I've got going on, but I've got another appointment about my wrist to see if we can get that cyst removed, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know how long it's going to take before I get that appointment through, because they're not exactly quick, the NHS over here. So it could be until next year that I get that appointment. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. But how are you doing? I hope you're all doing okay. The weather over here has been pants. We've got quite a few storms, just one after the other, after the other. So it's really howling wind outside. I mean, I'm in London, so I'm not getting the brunt of that bad weather. Unfortunately, other parts of the UK have been hit really badly, which is quite scary. But I'm in London, so it's not been too harsh for us in this area. But yeah, oh my goodness. All right, so I finished capping. I gave the nails just one look over, make sure that all is good. Sorry, my frosty filing freaks, I filed and shaped off camera, and now it's time to bling it, baby. So I'm going to be using some sort of smoky grey looking crystals. I thought that they would match the glitter, being sort of a gunmetal grey glitter. So that's what I'm going to use, using the SVD London Diamond Gel. You know how I feel about this stuff. It's really good for sticking your crystals on. So yeah, after I filed and shaped, removed the dust, I did give Handolly a nice wash with soap and water. Then let her dry and wiped over the nails with a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol. Soap contains moisturisers, so you want to give the nails a nice good cleanse before you go in with your top coat or with your crystals and your nail gel. So yeah, I'm just going to apply those crystals in a sort of swooshy pattern along the nail using the nail gel. Then I will flash cure those in place once I'm happy with it. Nudge them about. I wasn't happy about the sequence of them there. There we go. Get that in place. I'm very fussy, aren't I? Look. Nudge, 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 nudge. Am I happy? Yes. Flash cure that in place. And now it's time to top it off and keep it tough. Oh yeah. And look, isn't that gorgeous? Bringing that glitter back to life. But that also means we are at the end of the video. So I'd like to say thank you ever so much for coming to my channel, watching this video, spending some of your most precious time with me. Thank you. I appreciate you ever so much. If you have not done so already, join the Frosty Fam. I would love to have you. Click that subscribe button with the bell, all of that jazz. It's all good. It's free. Go ahead. And if you've enjoyed this video, it's helped you in any way, shape or form, please go ahead and click that like button. It takes you but a second to do, but it really helps my little channel out. And if you feel like it, you are more than welcome to leave me a comment. I'm happy to talk to you. But this is my my finished design. Oh, just going around with that detailer brush. Don't put your top coat over your crystals. You'll lose the shine. They'll end up looking like little balls, and you'll lose the facets. So always go around them, not over them. There we go. So I'll cure that for 60 seconds, and yeah, this is the finished design. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, thank you for joining me, but that's all I've got for this time, peeps. So yeah, you take care now, and I'll speak to you all again real soon. Bye for now.
Different summer, different car keys. I'm the life of the party. Might buy a bike like a Harley. Totally do so gnarly. God got me, can't harm me. I got armor and an army. Battle scars, battle smartly. Just forever like a Sharpie. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going